Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So in today's class we will see trigonometric functions theory part, NCERT section 3.3 and NCERT section 3.3.1. So let us start. The images, text and other materials used in our presentations are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners. If you are the owner and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the content immediately. Please note that parts of the content may have been generated using generative AI, which is experimental. So let us start. In this lecture, we will study NCERT section 3.3 trigonometric functions. After that, we will discuss NCERT section 3.3.1 sign of trigonometric functions, right? So let us start. NCERT section 3.3 trigonometric function. Let us recall. So trigonometric ratios for acute angles are the ratios of sides of a right angle triangle, right? You can see it is a right angle triangle where like triangle ABC, right angle at B. Here BC is base, AB is side, right? AB is a perpendicular and AC is hypotenuse, right? Let P be perpendicular, B be the base and H be the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, right? The six trigonometric ratios are sine theta, which is P by H, right? Clear? Sine theta, which is P by H, cos theta, which is B by H, sine theta, which is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta, which is base upon hypotenuse, right? Tan theta is basically perpendicular upon base, which is like a short form of tangent function, right? Tangent theta. Okay. Now let's recall again. This is perpendicular. Again, we have a right angle triangle having like perpendicular base and hypotenuse. Cosec theta is basically hypotenuse upon perpendicular, right? We can write it as cosecant, right? Which is reciprocal of sine. We know that cosec theta is basically reciprocal of sine, right? Because sine theta was basically perpendicular upon hypotenuse, right? And cosec theta is basically hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Now sec theta is hypotenuse upon base, right? We can call it as secant also, which is reciprocal of cosine, right? Which is reciprocal of cos theta. Clear? Because cos theta was basically base upon hypotenuse, so sec theta is basically hypotenuse upon base. Now cot theta is equal to base upon perpendicular, right? Which is cotangent, which is called cotangent, right? Reciprocal of tangent. Okay. Now we use sine, cosine, and tangent for any angle you can think of, not just angles of angles inside the triangle, right? We can use sine, cosine, tangent for any angles, right? Okay. We will measure these angles using radians, and these ratios then becomes trigonometric functions. Okay. We can measure these angles in radians, and after that these ratios then becomes trigonometric functions. Okay. Hope it's clear to all. Now trigonometric functions definition, let us see. Consider a unit circle with center at origin of the coordinate axis, right? We have a figure. Let see, this is a unit circle. Unit circle means circle having radius unity, radius 1 unit, right? Clear? So we have unit circle, you can see, in which like see, this is unit circle. We have taken a point P, right? We have taken a point P having coordinate AB. Be any point on the circle with angle AOP, angle from the positive axis to OP. So angle AOP is equal to x radian. We have taken x radian, right? Clear? Angle AOP we have taken x radian. Then cos x. See, cos x, we know that cos theta is basically based upon hypotenuse, right? So cos of angle x, see, in this triangle OPM, in triangle like OPM, you can see that base is basically OM, right? Base is OM, which is A, right? So based upon hypotenuse is OP, which is like 1, because we have a circle of unit radius, right? So cos x is basically A, has x coordinate of P, right? Clear? And sin x is equal to B. Sin x is equal to B, right? Because see, the coordinate of point P is basically AB, right? So like OM will be A and MPM will be equal to B, right? Therefore, like sin x will be perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and perpendicular PM is basically B and hypotenuse is 1, right? So sin x is equal to B, which is y coordinate of P, right? Which is y coordinate of P, right? Since triangle OMP is a right angle triangle, since triangle OMP is basically a right angle triangle, hence we have OM square plus PM square is basically OP square, which is Pythagoras theorem, right? OM square plus PM square is basically OP square, which is Pythagoras theorem, or we can say that A square plus B square is basically equal to 1, right? A square plus B square is equal to 1, okay? So let us see unit circle again. So thus for any point P which is having coordinate AB on a unit circle, we have A square plus B square equal to 1, or we can say that cos square x plus sin square x is equal to 1, right? Where x is angle from the positive x-axis to OP. Clear? Hence we can say that like cos square, like for any triangle, cos square x plus sin square x is equal to 1 always, right? So this was basically the proof of cos square x plus sin square x is equal to 1. Hope it's clear to all. Okay, let's move further. Quadrantal angles. Let us see what is quadrantal angles. Since one complete revolution subtends an angle of 2 pi radian, right? We know that in a circle, one complete revolution subtends an angle of 2 pi radians at the center of the circle, right? Now angle AOB in the previous triangle, angle AOB previous figure, angle AOB is basically pi by 2 and angle AOC is basically pi, right? And angle AOD is basically 3 pi by 2, right? You can see in figure C. Angle AOB, AOB is basically pi by 2, right? Pi by 2, that means 90 degree, right? This angle is 90 degree. Angle AOC, angle AOC is a straight line, so it is basically 180 degree, right? AOC is 180 degree. And angle AOD is basically 3 pi by 2, which is 270 degree, right? 3 pi by 2, which is 270 degree. Okay. All angles which are like integral multiple of pi by 2 are called quadrantal angles, right? All the angles which are integral multiple of pi by 2 are basically called as quadrantal angle, right? So the coordinates of points A, B, C, D are respectively 1, 0. See in this figure, you can see that coordinates of the point A, this point have coordinate 1, 0. Coordinate of point B is basically 0, 1. Coordinate of point C is basically -1, 0, and coordinate of point D is basically 0 and -1, right? Since it is a unit circle, right? Since it is a unit circle, so radius will be 1. So distance of origin from A will be 1 unit. Therefore, it is 1, 0. Clear? It is 0, 1. It is -1, 0, and it is 0, -1, right? Now, cos 0 degree is equal to 1. We know this. And sin 0 degree is equal to 0. Cos 0 degree is equal to 1 and sin 0 degree is equal to 0, right? So, and cos pi by 2 is equal to 0 and sin pi by 2 is equal to 1, right? Cos pi by 2 equal to 0 and sin pi by 2 is equal to 1, okay? Now, cos pi is equal to -1. Cos pi is basically equal to -1, sin pi equal to 0. You can see this. Cos pi will be equal to -1 because point C has coordinates -1, 0, and sin pi is equal to 0, right? Sin pi is equal to 0. Now cos 3 pi by 2 is equal to 0. Clear? Cos 3 pi by 2 is equal to 0. This see 3 pi by 2 is here, this angle. So at 3 pi by 2 coordinates is 0 minus 1. So cos 3 pi by 2 is 0 and sin 3 pi by 2 is basically minus 1, right? Cos 2 pi. 2 pi is again this one, this here. 2 pi is again here. Clear? So cos 2 pi is equal to 1 again and sin 2 pi is equal to 0. Clear? Hope you understood all the angles. Next, let us see periodicity. When we complete one full revolution from the starting point, like point P, we return to the exact same position, right? Clear? Thus, if x increases or decreases by like integral multiple of 2 pi, the values of sine and cosine functions do not changes. Clear? Because like it will always repeat after 2 pi. Therefore, we can say that sine 2n pi plus x is equal to sine x always when n belongs to integer, n belongs to z, right? Cos 2n pi plus x will be equal to cos x as n belongs to integer, right? Sin x equal to 0, this implies x is equal to n pi, right? Sin x equal to 0, this implies x equal to n pi, where n is any integer, right? Cos x equal to 0 implies x equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n is an integer, right? N is an integer, right? Clear? Okay, let's move to the next slide. Extra important formulas. You have to remember these. See, if sin x equal to sin a, then x will be equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the power n a, where n belongs to z, right? You have to remember this. If anywhere you have seen written sin x equal to sin a, then you must write x equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the power n into a, where n belongs to z, right? If cos x equal to cos a, you have seen written, then you can say that x will be equal to 2n pi plus minus a, right? If cos x equal to cos a, then x will be equal to 2n pi plus minus a, where n belongs to z, right? If tan x equal to tan a, this implies x is equal to n pi plus a, where n belongs to z, right? If anywhere you have seen written tan x equal to tan a, then we can say that x will be equal to n pi plus a, where n belongs to z, right? You need to remember these formulas, right? Now let us see other trigonometric functions. We now define other trigonometric functions in terms of sine and cosine functions. So cosec x will be equal to 1 by sin x, right? Cosec x will be equal to 1 by sin x when x does not equal to n pi, right? Cosec x is equal to 1. Cosec x will always be equal to 1 by sin x when x is not equal to n pi, where n is any integer, right? Because why x not equal to n pi? Because when x will be equal to n pi, sin x will be equal to 0. Therefore 1 by sin x will not be defined, right? Now sec x will be equal to 1 by cos x. Sec x is always equal to 1 by cos x, and x should not be equal to odd multiple of pi by 2. That is x should not be equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Why? Because at the at odd multiples of pi by 2, cos x will be 0. Clear? But 1 by cos x should not will not be defined at when cos x is equal to 0, right? Where n is any integer. Okay. Now tan x is equal to sin x upon cos x when x is not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2, where n is any integer, right? Now cot x is equal to cos x upon sin x. Cot x is equal to cos x upon sin x, where x is not equal to n pi, right? Where n is any integer. Okay, where n is any integer. Right, so you need to remember these formulas also. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Now we have to basically prove that 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x, right? We have to basically prove 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. So this is basically hint. Let us see now. We know that tan x is equal to sin x upon cos x and sec x is equal to 1 upon cos x, right? Therefore, tan square x will be equal to sin square x upon cos square x. We know that tan x equal to sin x upon cos x. So tan square x will be equal to sin square x upon cos square x, right? And sec square x will be equal to 1 upon cos square x. Now start with the Pythagorean identity, which was like sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1, right? We know that sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. Now divide both sides with cos square x. We need to divide both sides with cos square x. So we can write it as sin square x upon cos square x plus cos square x upon sin square x, which is equal to 1 upon cos square x, right? Clear? Now we know that sin square x upon cos square x is equal to tan square x. We have seen above. And like cos square x upon cos square x will be 1. And like 1 upon cos square x will be equal to sec square x. Therefore, tan square x plus 1 is equal to sec square x, right? So we have proved that like sec square x is basically 1 plus tan square x. Okay. Now, next one is we have to prove 1 plus cot square x is equal to cosec square x. By a similar way, you can also attempt this. Okay, let's see. We know that like cot x is basically equal to cos x upon sin x, right? And cosec x is equal to 1 upon sin x. We know this, right? Therefore, cot square x will be equal to cos square x upon sin square x, right? And cosec square x will be equal to 1 upon sin square x, right? Cosec square x will be equal to 1 upon sin square x. Now start with Pythagorean identity, which is sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. Now divide both sides by sin square x. We can divide both sides by sin square x. Therefore, sin square x upon sin square x plus cos square x upon sin square x will be equal to 1 upon sin square x, right? So now sin square x upon sin square x is basically 1 plus cos square x upon sin square x is basically cot square x, right? And like 1 upon sin square x is basically cosec square x. So we have already proved that 1 plus cot square x is equal to cosec square x, right? This we need to prove. Okay. Next is trigonometric ratios table. We can see table. The values of trigonometric functions for some angles are in the following table. See this table you have. You need to remember each and every value of this table, right? You need to remember each and every value of this table. Trigonometric ratio table. See angles in degrees: 0 degree, 30 degree, 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, and 360 degree. Angles are in radian. See, if angle is 0 radian, here like degree in degrees, these are in degrees and these are in radian. Clear? So also you need to remember degrees with radian. 30 degrees called as pi by 6, 45 degrees called as pi by 4, 60 degrees called as pi by 3, 90 degrees pi by 2, 180 degrees pi, 270 degrees 3 pi by 2, and 360 degrees 2 pi, right? You need to remember this also. Now sine 0 is basically 0. Clear? Sine 30 degree is basically 1 by 2. Sine 45 degrees 1 by root 2. Sine 60 degrees root 3 by 2. Sine 90 degrees 1. Sine 80 degrees, sine 180 degrees basically 0. Sine 270 degrees minus 1. Sine 360 degrees like 0, right? Sine 360 degrees 0. Clear? So this is basically sine of angles. You need to remember this, right? Now cos thing. See, you just need to remember two things, sine and cos. After that we can calculate all the things, right? But by solving different types solving like a lot of problems, you will remember all these things, right? So sine things we have seen. Now cos 0 degrees 1, cos 30 degrees root 3 by 2, cos 45 degrees 1 by root 2, cos 60 degrees 1 by 2, cos 90 is 0, cos 180 is minus 1, cos 270 degrees 0, cos 360 degrees 1. Now for the tan things, you just need to divide sine upon cos, right? See, tan 0 is 0 because 0 upon 1 is 0. Tan 30 degrees 1 by root 3 because when you will divide 1 by 2 with root 3 by 2, it will be 1 by root 3. Tan 45, see, sine 45 is root 1 by root 2, cos 45 is 1 by root 2. So tan 45 is again 1. Clear? Tan 60 degrees root 3. Tan 90 is not defined because it will be 1 by 0. In the denominator, when denominator will be 0, it will not be defined, right? So tan 90 degree is not defined. Tan 180 degree is 0. Tan 270 is not defined. Tan 360 degree is 1. Again, cot is cos upon sine, right? Cot is basically cos upon sine. So cot 0 degree is not defined. Cot 30 degree is root 3. cot 45 degrees 1, cot 60 degrees 1 by root 3, cot 90 degrees 0, cot 180 degrees not defined, cot 270 degrees 0, and cot 360 degrees basically not defined again, right? Next we will see cosec. Cosec 0 degree will not be defined, cosec 30 degree will be 2, cosec 45 degree will be root 2, cosec 60 degree will be 2 by root 3, cosec 90 degree will be 1, cosec 180 degree will be not defined, cosec 270 degree will be -1, and cosec 360 degree will be not defined, right? Next sec. Sec 0 degree will be 1, sec 30 degree will be 2 by root 3, sec 45 degree will be root 2, sec 60 degree will be 2, sec like 90 degree will not be defined, sec 180 degree will be -1, sec 270 degree will be not defined, and sec 360 degree will be 1, right? So you need to remember each and every every values here, right? It will be very helpful while solving your questions, okay? Hope you will remember all these. Let's move to the next slide. Sign of trigonometric functions. Let PAB be a point on the unit circle with the center at origin such that angle AOP is equal to x. Now, if angle AOQ is equal to -x, then the coordinates of point Q will be A and -b, right? You can see the figure. Point P having coordinate A and B, point Q having coordinate A and -b, because angles are same, but it is in opposite direction. One angle is in anti-clockwise, and one angle is in clockwise direction, so it is negative, right? Therefore, cos of -x is equal to cos x, right? Because cos x minus x is equal to cos x, because see, x coordinate is basically same, A and A, right? Therefore, cos of -x is equal to cos x, and sin of -x will be equal to minus sin x, because see, y coordinates have basically changed the sign, so sin of -x will be equal to minus sin x, right? Sin of -x will be equal to minus of sin x, right? Let's move to the next slide, I think. Sign of trigonometric functions. See, for any angle P, for any point PAB on the unit circle, the coordinates satisfy A is equal to -1 to 1, and B is equal to -1 to 1 again, right? Therefore, for all values of x, cos x will be from -1 to 1, right? Because A is from -1 to 1. Sin x is B is from -1 to 1, therefore we can say that sin x is from -1 to 1, right? Okay. So cos x will be from -1 to 1, and sin x, again sin x is also from -1 to 1, right? Now in first quadrant is x is from -0 to pi by 2. That means both A, that means cosine, and B, that means sine, are positive. In first quadrant, like sine and cosine both are positive, right? Second quadrant, that is x is from pi by 2 to pi. Here A is cosine is negative. Second quadrant A will be negative, and B, which is sine, which will be positive, right? In third quadrant, which is from pi to 3 pi by 2, both A, which is cosine, and B, which is sine, are negative. In fourth quadrant, in which x is from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, A, which is cosine, is positive, and B, which is sine, is negative, right? Okay, you need to remember these things also, right? Not only remember, you need to understand this also. Clear? From the unit circle, you can easily say that like which one will be negative in which quadrant, right? Clear? Hope you all understood this. Let's move to the next slide. Therefore, we can say that sin x is positive for x is between 0 to pi, and negative when x is between pi to 2 pi, right? Cos x is positive when x is between 0 to pi by 2, and negative when x is between pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, and also positive for x is between 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi, okay? We can find the signs of other trigonometric functions in different quadrants. In fact, we have the following table. You can refer to the given table. See, sin x is positive in first quadrant, second quadrant. In third quadrant, sin x is negative. In fourth quadrant, sin x is negative. In first quadrant, cos x is positive. Second quadrant, cos x is negative. Third quadrant, cos x is negative. Fourth quadrant, cos x is positive. In first quadrant, tan x is positive. In second quadrant, tan x is negative. In third quadrant, tan x is positive. In fourth quadrant, tan x is negative. cossack x in first quadrant, cossack x is positive. Second quadrant, cossack x is positive. Third quadrant, cossack x is negative. And like in a fourth quadrant, cossack x is negative, right? Sec x is positive in the first quadrant. It is negative in the second quadrant. It is negative in the third quadrant, and it is positive in the fourth quadrant, right? For the cot x, it is positive in the first quadrant. It is negative in the second quadrant. It is positive in the third quadrant, and it is negative in the fourth quadrant. Okay. So you need to remember these things also, right? Okay. Thank you so much.